This is Megan Clark reporting in Manhattan for the WJI Times Observer. Buses, taxis, bicycles, walking, subway. When it comes to public transportation, everyone has their preference.
Crowded subway stations have existed almost as long as, well, subways. But before tunnels were dug and tracks were laid, ships on the harbor moved people up the coast. Starting in June, New York waterway ferries will coast between Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens every 22 minutes, they hope with passengers.
I think I would use it if the price was right, if it wasn't too expensive and they ran regularly. If you didn't have to, there are no long waits or long lines, then definitely.
One-way tickets will cost $3 or $5.50, depending on the distance traveled. The ferries can make stops from Wall Street to Brooklyn Heights in 10 minutes. But for some New Yorkers, the subway will always be better.
The subway is more convenient. It runs more often, and I don't see any need to walk all the way over here to wait for a ferry. I can walk more quickly to the train station.
One main difference that could pull riders off the subway and onto a ferry is the aesthetic appeal of the water.
If I compare ferry with the subway, being a tourist, I prefer ferry because I see the city and I see things. In the subway, I don't see nothing.
Another factor to consider is the weather. Being on the water may look pretty, but harsh New York winters will probably not feel pretty.
It might be one thing to take it in the summer and fall, but it's going to be a very different experience in the middle of winter. I don't know how many people are going to want to be out on the East River when it's 10 degrees above zero.
Over the next 3 years, the city government will closely monitor the pilot program to determine the fate of the ferries.
Reporting for the WJI Times Observer in Manhattan, this is Megan Clark.